In the last 30 days, I've made just over $30,000 trading. On top of that, my average profit per trade is about $1,200, and that's on the low end. It wasn't always like this though, because I've had to backtest thousands of trades, tens of thousands of trades in fact. Then I cut down my day trading to just 1 or 2 trades per day, and through this grueling process, a light finally went off. Traders, especially those who do not know how to trade breakouts, make the exact same mistake. They try to anticipate the move before it happens. They continue to chase the trades after they get the FOMO. They overtrade often, especially when a trade goes against them, and they ultimately go on to lose profits and blow their accounts. And then these same traders will be the first ones to get on X or Facebook or Instagram and say, "Ooh, the markets are rigged." And then they'll go around telling others, it's not possible to make any money day trading. But here's the truth. Not only does day trading work, focusing on trading breakouts is a foolproof strategy. And for those of you saying that it doesn't work, you just don't have the structure and you definitely don't have the proper tools. In this video, I'm going to give you the 3-step A+ breakout strategy and framework that took me many years to develop, refine, and perfect. Now, let's get started with the real reason why you're inconsistent and not really profitable. The real problem with most of you traders who are trading breakouts or trying to trade breakouts is not that your strategy doesn't work. You've been led astray by these influencers and trading gurus who have told you you need to be addicted to the action. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, really. They want you sitting in every trade, trying to capture every piece of price action that you see on your screens and your charts. They want to make sure that you 24/7 are available to see what's going on in the markets and trying to get any and every dollar you can. But ask yourself honestly, how can you truly be profitable if you're monitoring 5, 10, even 20 different trades at one time? You're trading on every price range that you can find. You're even trading at the open, the most volatile time, and you don't even have confirmation of where the price is going. You're not looking at macro time frames like the 1-hour chart, the 4-hour chart, or even the daily chart. You're taking your trading setups based off of 1-minute price action, some people even 5 seconds to 30 seconds. When the market is stalling out and we're consolidating within range, of course, you're going to sit there and get into that trade because you want to, just in case, be in the trade if it breaks down or breaks out. And then when all else fails and you've lost money in a trade or multiple trades, I know you sit there and you revenge trade, trying to get those profits back and trying to recover whatever was lost throughout that trading session. And I can guarantee you a few things if this is your style and your approach to trading. Every trade will give you anxiety. You'll never be certain of where the next profits are going to come from. And you truly will never learn nothing. You'll never develop or experience how to be a profitable trader in the long run. And what I just mentioned, that style of trading, is clearly not breakout trading. It's just gambling. In fact, it's gambling with extra steps in between that are just unnecessary. I also fell into this trap too as a beginner trader when I used to mark every consolidation range. I monitored every candlestick on the chart, and I convinced myself, even if nothing was happening, that I was seeing something and there was some money to be made that I just did not know how to get. In fact, if you looked at my old trading view, if you looked at my old trading charts, they look like a conspiracy theorist whiteboard. Now, at this point, you're probably going to ask, when did the trading breakouts finally click for me? And I'll tell you now, the losses stopped and the profits started to roll in when I stopped trying to trade everything that I wanted to see, and then I started to trade the actual structure that the market was showing. Let's get into it. Step 1, trade A+ setups only. If the range isn't so obvious that Stevie Wonder can't see it, it is not a range. Without clean structure, without clean breaks of support or resistance levels, you're not trading breakouts. You're just trading in the chop and hoping for profits. Most traders will sit there to themselves and think, well, if the price is moving, then I need to be in it. This is 100% not true. Again, if the setup isn't obvious, you don't trade. And here's how to find the A+ setup. You take your name, so for instance, SPY, QQQ, Tesla, and first you're going to take a look at the higher time frame range. So for my day traders out there, this will either be the 1-hour chart or the 4-hour chart. Next, you're going to mark the highs and the lows of these sessions. So you don't want to go back too far on your chart, not weeks, not months. The same session that you've been trading throughout the week is what you're going to use, and you're going to mark the highs and the lows of these ticker symbols to be able to establish your support and resistance levels. For me personally, I just go back to the session beforehand for the trading day that we currently have to mark my highs and my lows, and I have a 3-3 rule. 3 above, 3 below. So I'll go and mark 3 high points, so 3 resistance levels above where the current stock is trading, and 3 support levels below where the current stock is trading. Then, between these 3 above and 3 below support and resistance levels, I'm going to mark the area of clean consolidation because this is where the breakouts will happen. And after all that is done, you kick your feet up and you wait for the price action to fully form. And once you start to see breaks above or below the levels that you've marked, you can take the clean trade. Is it really that simple? Yes. Simplicity creates clarity, clarity creates consistency, and consistency gets you paid. When I learned this and I finally cleaned up my charts and I got rid of all the unnecessary and distracting indicators, lines, everything else, I was finally able to cut over half of my trading losses almost instantly. But, and there's always a but, even if you master finding all of these A+ setups, if you enter into the trade before the price action has confirmed, you would still be gambling. Are you tired of working long hours, working multiple jobs, and still barely making ends meet? Have you been interested in investing, the stock market, and even trading, but you just didn't know where to start? Have you been part of other trading groups, Discords, Telegrams, but you just wound up losing money, blowing your portfolio, you learned nothing, and at the end of the day, you have nothing? Well, if you want all of that to change, then welcome to Cobb's Capital. We offer daily stock market analyses, daily trading signals with full breakdowns, weekly live trading sessions, and mentorship. So, if you're ready to take that next step, then start your free trial with us today. Step number 2, react to the breakout, don't predict it. Pause. This next step alone could completely save your portfolio. When you think about it, breakouts are like doors, and most of the losing traders and inexperienced traders, they're lined up at these doors before they're even opened. They anticipate the break, they enter inside of range, they front run the move, they're wide-eyed and hopeful, wanting any and everything to go in their favor. And hope, in our game, oh, it's expensive. So instead of all that, here's what you do. First, you're going to wait for a strong break and hold above support or resistance. You're going to look for real momentum and follow through with the volume increasing. You're going to want to avoid immediate rejections and major wicks. You're just going to let the price action confirm itself and voila. Now you're not predicting the breakout, you're just reacting to the confirmed breakout. And of course, staying patient does mean that you will miss some of the breakouts. That is true, but that just comes with the territory. It's better to miss a handful of moves, waiting on confirmation from these A+ setups and breakouts, knowing that these same A+ setups and breakouts are going to consistently print for you, than always getting in anything that moves, anything that could be, and losing 95% of your trades. And here's something most traders don't want to hear. I'll say it anyway. You'll never blow your account missing breakouts. You'll only blow accounts trying to predict breakouts, chasing breakouts or breakdowns, and really just over leveraging into these trades with money you can't afford to lose. Step number 3, execute like a professional and not like an addict. It's at this point where you learn that discipline, this is what separates amateurs from professionals. You learn how to spot the setup, you catch the breakout, and you're actually in profit. And then you move your stop emotionally. You're holding a profitable trade for way too long just because you want to get a screenshot for Instagram or you want to get more gains. You closed out the trade early because you got scared, you got shook, and you didn't want to lose those gains you've been chasing. Or you doubled down on the position when you didn't need to just because you got greedy and wanted to squeeze more gains out of the trade. And if that sounds like you, well, I hate to break it to you, but that's not trading, that's gambling. Now, here's what changed my consistency and profitability. I started defining my risks more clearly before my entries. Typically for me, at minimum, it's a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. I always have my levels plotted pre-market. Again, these highs and these lows, these supports, these resistance levels, I have them marked up ready to go before the market even opens. Me personally, everybody's different. I only take 1 or 2 trades per session. Yes, just 1 or 2. I'm no longer emotionally moving my stops. My stop is my stop is my stop. And for me, if the breakout is not obvious, if the price action is not confirmed, I don't take the trades. And to be quite honest with you all, you don't really blow accounts because you had bad entries. Even sometimes for me, I get bad fills and have bad entries. I'm not perfect. You either blow your account because you can't sit into your winning trade without touching it at all, or you get overly greedy when you don't really need to be. At the end of the day, we're not meant to be machine gunners. We're supposed to be snipers. And snipers, as you all might or might not know, they don't fire 50 to 100 bullets. They scout, they wait, and then they fire. 1 shot, 1 kill, clean execution. And this might be boring. I know, again, most of you like the action with trading, but this This is what gets you paid. Let me also say something that might hurt a lot of you all's feelings. If you need constant trades to feel productive, you're not trading, you're gambling. You're just an adrenaline junkie looking for that next high. Professional traders, especially in our game, they always get paid to wait. Amateurs, they lose the more they click, the more they trade. Every blown account I've ever seen, whether that's from new members joining Cobb's Capital who had their portfolios blown in the past, whether I reflect on my own journey and the blown portfolios that I've had, or even if I look online, like Wall Street Bets, Reddit, wherever, and people are blowing portfolios day after day after day, it was all based around being impatient and chasing unrealistic gains. This 3-step framework that I just gave to you forces you to filter through the noise, wait for confirmation, and execute with discipline for guaranteed profits. This same 3-step A+ breakout strategy, it'll eliminate revenge trading, overtrading, FOMO, and greediness, and it turns you into a profitable trader who waits, executes, and walks away, 4 pockets full and a smile on your face. This strategy is not luck, it's not gambling, it's a precise and structured payout plan. Now that you have this breakout strategy, just remember to keep it simple, because keeping it simple gets you paid. So go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with even more heat for you all. I'll see you all in the next video.